I will start with 3 questions and 3 answers. Number 1 question, Venerable Master Sayadaw, which touch point should we note among others? Any touch point can be noted. If one notes, for instance, a touch point on one's buttock as touching, that is correct. Note it on one's knee as touching, that is correct. Note it on one's hands as touching, that is correct. Note it on one's head as touching, that is correct. Note in out breath as touching, that is correct. Note it in one's intestines or liver as touching, that is correct. Note it on one's abdomen as touching, that is correct. This is from the book named The Discourse on Vamika Sutta by Venerable Master Sayadaw. Number 2 question, Venerable Master Sayadaw, should we rather observe stiffness, motion, or movement when walking? If we are supposed to be aware of the characteristics, the Buddha said, be aware of going when going. When we walk, the air element prevails, which is experienced as pressure or stiffness. In terms of its characteristics, or motion, pushing, or movement in terms of its function. The Buddha, however, did not instruct us to note it as pressure, stiffness, movement, motion, or pushing. The Buddha's actual instruction is, be aware of going when going. That is all. The reason is he wanted to give the instructions that could be easily understood. Noting in conventional language is quite familiar and easy to understand too for everybody, of course. This is from the book named The Discourse on Vamika Sutta by Venerable Master Sayadaw. Venerable Master Sayadaw, is it true that by realizing impermanence, one is supposed to spontaneously appreciate and satisfactoriness in egolessness. Yes, indeed. Whatever is impermanent is regarded to be unsatisfactory, at the same time egoless. Actually, they are in an ultimate sense the essence of the five aggregates, which are constituted of mental and physical phenomena. Although they have different names. This is from the book named The Discourse on Vamika Sutta by Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw. I will continue last night Dhamma talk. The Buddha compared the mind and the body to a certain kind of gem called Viluriya with a string put through it. Some people nowadays wear a ring with this kind of gem. Suppose, for example, a string, blue, yellow, red, or white in color, is put through a Viluriya bead. Then a man with good eyesight can see the string separately from the gem. In the same way, the yogi can clearly see the mind separately from the body. In this simile, the body is compared to the gem and the mind is to the string. When you know the rising and falling, for example, you can distinctively see the nodding mind separately from the abdomen. This example is very good because it helps reflect a yogi's own experience. Later on, as concentration develops, a yogi noting the present phenomena concurrently becomes aware of cause and effect. In the beginning, it takes some effort to note the bending or stretching of the arm. For instance, in due course of time, however, you will see that desire to bend or stretch arise before you do so. Then you are supposed to note it before you actually bend. Wanting to bend, wanting to bend. Thus, you will realize that it is the desire to bend or stretch that generates the action of bending or stretching. Indeed, our voluntary actions are all about the interactions of mind and body. In other words, they are all about cause and effect, but have nothing to do with self or soul. Suppose now you bend and stretch your fingers. Do you find the desire to bend? No, I don't think you do. Why not? It is because you are not trained in the development of mindfulness and concentration. But you will if you have a good training in the mindfulness. So if you want to be aware of the mind that generates the voluntary actions, please put effort in the development of mindfulness. Within 4, 5, or 6 days of an intensive retreat, you can be aware of the mind as the cause of all your voluntary actions. Moreover, with the development of mindfulness, you will realize the eyes in visible objects, physical phenomena, as necessary conditions for seeing or eye consciousness, in ear and the sound for hearing or ear consciousness, and so on. Thus, you will be well aware of the causal relationship between mind and body. This is the insight knowledge into the causality of mind and body, Paccaya Parigaha Jnana. The first Vipassana insight knowledge is called contemplative insight knowledge, Sammasana Jnana. The insight knowledge characterized by the contemplation of 3 universal characteristics: impermanence, suffering, and non-self. When the insight knowledge into causality matures, you will see mental or physical phenomena start to arise and come to an end, indicating that they are arising and vanishing. Then you will happen to contemplate that all the phenomena are impermanent. Thus, there arises the insight into impermanence called Sammasana Jnana. In this regard, the commentaries mention 3 things for us to learn. What the impermanent phenomena are anicca. What the characteristic of impermanence is anicca lakkhana. What the contemplation of impermanence is anicca nupassana. The commentary defines what are impermanent. Thus, aniccanti khanda panchakam, Impermanent are 5 aggregates. The psychophysical phenomena are classified into 5 aggregates, which are arising and vanishing constantly. So, impermanent are those aggregates. Accordingly, I have composed a verse as follows. Impermanent are 5 aggregates of psychophysical phenomena. In the characteristic of impermanence, anicca lakkhana is described as follows. Uddhava abhavato anicca lakkhana. Disappearance after having arisen is the characteristic of impermanence. People have their own characteristics that indicate who they are. In the same way, the impermanence has its own characteristic, that is, disappearance after having arisen. The psychophysical phenomena, having been nowhere, come into existence and passing away into non-existence right afterward. This is the characteristic of impermanence anicca lakkhana. If a thing does not arise at all, it cannot be considered impermanent, like nirvana in conceptual things, paññatti. Nor can anything be regarded as impermanent if it arises and exists forever. But in reality, there is no such thing. Any phenomenon that arises always vanishes right afterward. So, impermanence means the disappearance of something that has arisen. This is the characteristic of impermanence, anicca lakkhana, where here is a verse. The characteristic of impermanence is disappearance after having arisen. It is necessary to understand the characteristic of impermanence from experience. We can empirically realize it only when we see psychophysical phenomena disappear while observing them concurrently. Only such empirical knowledge can be considered the insight into impermanence. So, I want you to pay special attention to the phrase while observing. In the verse below, insight into impermanence is to see phenomena vanishing while observing them. Having empirically seen the psychophysical phenomena as impermanent, we will also see them as suffering, dukkha, and devoid of soul, anatta. In this regard, here is a verse as follows. Through the insight into impermanence, the suffering in non-self come to the light. Here I need to explain suffering in non-self from three perspectives as in the case of impermanence. Regarding the non-self, I need to elaborate the illusory sense of self even more extensively based on four kinds of density, gana, but that would take me 3 to 4 hours. So I have to summarize my talk accordingly, where here is about through the insight into impermanence, the suffering in non-self came to the light. The insight into non-self culminates in nirvana. By the phrase culminating in nirvana, I don't mean you will see nirvana at this stage of insight characterized by the contemplation of non-self, but its final goal is nirvana. When this insight knowledge, characterized by contemplation of impermanence, suffering, and non-self, matures enough, you would stop contemplating and just continue to be mindful. Then your mindfulness gains momentum and you can clearly see psycho-physical phenomena arising and vanishing every time you observe them. This signifies the insight into arising and vanishing Uriyavijnana. At this stage, you would have remarkable experiences such as luminous state, gratification, and rapture, calmness and tranquility, faith and confidence, and so on. Your mindfulness will become efficient so remarkably that you do not even think that any phenomenon escapes your observation. Thus, at this stage, you will feel so elated with joyful experiences that you may even mistake this insight or the experience of Magga Phala in Nirvana. You should note and overcome these delightful and significant experiences. After transcending them, you would find all phenomena vanishing at every time you observe them. Then, although you are observing the rising and falling, you will no longer see the shape or form of the abdomen or the entire body. In all you can see will be psychophysical phenomena in their constant disappearance. You would even find not only the noted object, but also the noting mind itself disappearing consecutively. Whatever you note, you will find the noted object and the noting mind disappear successively. When you walk by noting, lifting the foot, moving it forward, pushing it down, all you will see is only the constant disappearance of phenomena without having any sense of the form or shape of the foot or body. As mentioned before, there are people who criticize that going would look awkward if noted as going. Their criticism suggests that they have never experienced this Bhanga Jnana. Otherwise, they would not say such nonsense. And then the constant disappearance of psychophysical phenomena becomes scary or frightening to you. That means you develop the insight into their scary aspect via jnana. And then you would develop the insight into their faulty aspect, adinava jnana. As a result, you would feel fed up within, meaning you develop the insight into their disenchanting aspect, nivida jnana. Then you wish to be liberated from them, and you would thus develop the insight characterized by aspiration to liberation, Monjitu Kamyata Jnana. Driven by such aspiration, you would put more effort, further effort in the development of mindfulness, in contemplation of impermanent suffering and non-self. This means you develop the insight knowledge characterized by re-contemplation, pati-sankha jnana. This insight knowledge in turn leads to the insight knowledge characterized by equanimity, sankharupekha jnana, which is very unique and remarkable. At this stage, you become mindful of one phenomenon after another successively and effortlessly for long time. The 10th stage of vipassana insight knowledge is called conformity insight knowledge, anuloma jnana, which is immediately followed by path enlightenment magga jnana. With the emergence of Sankhārupekkha jnana, the yogi is in possession of 6 attributes. In other words, the yogi attains equanimity to the 6 sense objects. The Buddha describes this spiritual quality as follows. Monks, a monk seeing an object with his eyes is neither pleased nor displeased. He dwells tranquil, mindful, in understanding clearly. Here we should pay special attention to the phrase seeing an object. One is praiseworthy if he or she does not arouse any negative emotion, although seeing something or someone, whereas it is not surprising that we arouse no negative emotion regarding someone we don't see. On the other hand, we cannot help admiring a person who arouses neither lust nor hate, although he or she sees an object lovable or despicable. The time is up. Enough for today.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.